I put the car in reverse, and it goes forward. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. I'm also going to be draining a fish tank, showing you how to cook a battery medium well, and doing whatever this is.
There's a ton of play, so it could just be that the bushing's not stiff enough to actually engage the proper gear. So I popped the cover off, and the bushing looks bad, but it looks like it's translating all of its motion to the linkage down below. A good way to tell if we are engaging reverse is I believe the reverse switch is on the transmission, meaning if I put this in reverse, have the key on, or I might have to have it running, our reverse lights should turn on or receive the command to turn on. So it looks like that water also took its toll on the battery, because I opened up this trunk to jump it and felt the heat coming off of this thing. So that battery's junk.
So apparently this BMW came with the rare aquarium package. I'm assuming you're just supposed to drop a couple goldfish back here and feed them flakes every once in a while.
Oh, why is it slimy? Yep, that's disgusting. I don't even want to know what all that is. So obviously we need to find out where the leak came from. I have my opinions, but we gotta verify. So there's some cool things you can do with an ultrasonic sensor, but before we get to that, let's go the old-fashioned way with a hose, and I think we'll find this leak pretty quick. Guess the water's supposed to naturally fall across the side here. But it looks like the seal, not even that seal. The taillight seal itself is what's giving out. And now that I'm looking closer at it, I can see the seal is pinched there. Oh, plus we also have that cover there. No cover there. Got a bunch of zip ties. It's held together by zip ties. Well, there's our problem. Move that seal out a little bit. Throw away that zip tie. So I'm just now noticing I should have paid more attention to, this is a 17 inch and this is a 16. There you go. That's a 16. That's not good. Oh, she's rusty. Alright, that's just ridiculous. Look at that tread though. I'm getting my money back on this one. Hey, you might be thinking like, why are you throwing some crappy 16 205s on there? This car deserves better, yada yada. Well, I bought this car for one purpose, and that's so my wife can learn how to drive stick. If she ends up liking it after she learns, if it survives, then who knows? Maybe I'll turn it into a full-blown project like this guy. But until then, the goal is just to get her driving enough that someone can learn how to drive on it. The battery's also been charging for days, and the moment I took it off the charger, we're immediately at 9.1 volts. What most likely happened is all that water accumulated there, and at one point that water probably froze, crushed the battery. Got a fan in here, plus some PPE, because you do not want to get caught, especially when we know this battery is already compromised. I think I changed my guess as to what happened. What I think happened was it filled up with so much water that water got into the vent line. It also doesn't help that the vent fittings are still attached in a little plastic baggie. Got the new battery on, and look at that. We found the vent line, got it plumbed. So there's what I believe to be our reverse switch. I have the key on right now. The fuse that feeds this switch is on with key and run. So this is a basic switch circuit. When the switch closes, it's going to send power down the other leg, and that's going to go straight to our reverse lights. So on one end we should have power, and on the other end we should have ground. So I can easily go across the two with a multimeter and measure the differential, and I should have battery voltage. And we can see we got 12 volts. So we know the circuit's intact. That doesn't rule out any voltage drop issues. That's just a quick check that, okay, my fuse is fine. The wiring from the fuse here is at the very least intact. And that wiring going to my reverse lights, the bulb, or there is at least a path to ground. So now I need to figure out why that switch isn't closing. We can try to manually engage the gear, and I see the issue already, or what I think to be the issue. I'm just gonna say that shift linkage doesn't really look to be OEM to me. I'm willing to bet that's our problem.
So I'm using RealOEM to find out some information about what should be on the car. If you don't know about RealOEM, it's mainly for BMWs as far as I'm aware, but you got some great information on here. I went classic, picked the E46. Normally you can just go off the VIN number. And I'm going to browse parts. I already been through here, so I know where it's at. I'm going to go gear shift manual, and I can see here's my steering linkage, or my shift linkage. And I even have a part number along with a measurement. This measurement I can now take and compare, and this price is usually wrong. But now I have an actual part number I can cross-reference.
After a lot of messing around, I finally got in a position that seems to work. So what I ended up doing was putting a second jam nut right on there, because what was happening was, as you move the shifter over to the side to try and engage reverse, the threaded portion itself would start to unwind, and it was absorbing that motion in the threaded portion itself.